Well, I decided to hike the Superior Hiking Trail, which is located in northern Minnesota. The trail begins just south of Duluth and travels about 300 miles along the lakeshore, ending just short of Canada. And here is all the gear that I'm going to be taking with me on the hike. If you want the full gear list, please check out my website, astraylife.com. So yeah, I'll see you on the trail. And here we are, driving through Duluth, Minnesota. I'm with cousin Sarah, but we are ready for the Superior Hiking Trail. But yeah, we're about 20 minutes from the trailhead, so it's gonna be an exciting day. All right, we're ready to slack pack the beginning of the trail. Actually, the southern terminus is 1.9 miles down this trail one way, so it's gonna be an out and back hike to start. Are we ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Well, here I am at the southern terminus of the Superior Hiking Trail. We are right here on the border of Minnesota and Wisconsin. But actually behind us is the North Country Trail. It goes all the way into Wisconsin and actually all the way eventually to New York. But this is now the Superior Hiking Trail, or the SHT as I call it. And so here are the signs that I'm going to be following. So come on. Well, it's only 9 or 9:30 and it's already too hot for us. Luckily, Sarah lives in Duluth, so I get to slack pack today, so I don't have a pack and I can just hike to her house and have a bed tonight. You're supposed to be at work.
Yeah, this is work.
It is work, we're going uphill. Well, Sarah's off to work and I'm into the woods, into J. Cook State Park. On the Appalachian Trail, I was following the white blazes. On the Superior Hiking Trail, I'm following the blue blazes. Forest friend. Go up, you little guy. Boop, boop. And here is the St. Louis River that I get to cross on this little footbridge here in the J. Cook State Park. So just checked out the visitor center at the J. Cook State Park. I've been hiking for 3 hours and I've gone about 8 miles. And I forgot to bring almost any food, so this is lunch, frozen Butterfinger. Early reward. But here we are, only what, 298 miles to go. I just love hiking through white pine forests. Ah, look at those beautiful bushy needles. Got some nice milkweed here. And then what is that? Little spider friend. What you doing in there? Oh my god. Eating a toad. Circle of life shit. Not a bad view. Got a nice landfill over there. And here's the last view for my day. Beautiful view overlooking Superior, Wisconsin and Duluth, Minnesota. And here's the route for the day. My total mileage was 23 miles, which is the average pace I need if I want to finish the hike within 2 weeks, which is my goal. I finished the day just south of Duluth, where my cousin came to pick me up, so it was a nice, easy day of hiking without my pack. Well, it's day 2 on the Superior Hiking Trail, and I'm waiting to go up the mountain. Just kidding. I'm just hiking through the ski slopes of Spirit Mountain, and I'm very, very sore, so just taking a rest on this chairlift. But yeah, I did not bring my trekking poles yesterday because I was slack packing and figured I didn't need them, but my feet are so sore after 23 miles. So I got my trekking poles today, but hoping to still slack pack into downtown Duluth. And here is Enger Tower, dedicated to a Norwegian immigrant. I'm at the top of Enger Tower. Beautiful view, Superior over there. And here's Duluth. The wind feels so nice. I've been hiking, we're out there today, from right over there, I'm cheating, but my feet are tired. I think I lost the trail on these scooters, but it definitely beats walking. So for my second day of hiking without a pack, I did another almost 23 miles, but my feet were so sore from the first day that by the time I got downtown, I got an electric scooter for the lakeshore section, then hiked back through town where my cousin picked me up for one more night at her house. All right, after 2 days of slack packing, it's time for me to actually put my pack on, which I don't know how much it weighs, but it's enough. And finally, head out into the wilderness. All right, well, calm down. I'm not walking that fast. The beavers are ruining the trail. Rude. And the mosquitoes are ruining it for me. Today was much too hot. I'm exhausted. I just need to get to the other side of this pond. There's the beaver lodge. I need to go to bed. For my first day hiking with a pack, I skipped a road section and started along an old snowmobile path. Most of the day I was just hiking through grasslands, some woods, and lots of swamps. It was very hot for late August and pretty miserable, uneventful, and way too many bugs. Well, there's Lake Superior. It's my first view since I left Duluth of it. Haven't been videoing much because it's really hot and it's really buggy. And I put on bug spray and I just sweat it off. Same with sunscreen. It's actually kind of miserable. I think the DEET has worn off in less than an hour. I'm already getting bit again. What the hell is this? I need a lifeline. Gross. After a long day, I was hot, sweaty, sticky, had bug spray all over me, and I just had to go skinny dipping in this river to rinse off. It was freezing, but so refreshing afterwards. Overall, the day was about 20 miles. It was pretty uneventful, not very scenic, just hiking through the forest with way too many bugs, lots of bug bites, still very hot. If you were to hike this trail yourself, I would honestly skip this section and the day before. So these mushrooms are what they call lobster mushrooms because they smell like fish. So you can actually eat them. You can boil them or saute them or whatever. And they taste like fish, apparently. I can smell them. Just in the woods, I can smell the fish smell. After a very rough morning, finally get the first view of the trail since Duluth. And I had lunch under these nice pines in the shade and the breeze felt amazing. We've got a river crossing. We gotta get over there. Finally, beautiful breeze, amazing pine trees, and quite the view. Oh, what a view. But I can almost guarantee that I'm about to climb down and then up that ridge. I was right. Came all the way down just to go back up to get up on top of this big old ridge. Now look at this view. Rinsed off again at the end of the day. Why was I filming? I don't know, I'm weird. But overall, it was a very pleasant day. The temperatures cooled off. The only bad part was this long road walk right here and another snowmobile track that was pretty wet and marshy. But at the end of the day, I got to go up into the mountains, which was beautiful, cool, breezy, just really scenic. Here's some morning views. The top of 5th Falls on the Gooseberry River. But I think the falls are over here. I had an ice cream sandwich for breakfast from the Gooseberry State Park Visitor Center. Then I went outside and enjoyed Gooseberry Falls, which are very beautiful. There were a lot of tourists around. I also spent some time at the visitor center charging my phone, brushing my teeth, enjoying the use of a flush toilet for once. Later, I followed the Gitchagame multi-use path that follows the lakeshore for quite a while. I got off the path around Split Rock River. And here we are at the mouth of the Split Rock River. Normally, the Superior Hiking Trail wants me to go about 1.5 miles way upstream to cross the river, but the bridge is out, so I'm going to be crossing it here. Well, enough of this. Let's get back into the woods. How's that for a view today? Whew. I ended the day at Beaver River, which was the perfect place to camp. I could dip my feet in the water and just relax. The sunshine that day dried out a lot of the mud on the trail, and the cooler temperatures kept the bugs away. And I met this woman in camp who agreed to drive me in the morning into Silver Bay to resupply, so I'm excited for that. And here you can see my tent nestled there in the woods. Overall, really great day. Started in Gooseberry State Park and then followed the Gitchigami Game Trail along the lakeshore. Re-entered the woods where I was really going to push to get into town so I could have some pizza, but my legs just weren't having it. So I waited until the morning where that amazing woman drove me into Silver Bay and I resupplied at the grocery store. Well, after hiking up a spur trail from town, I'm here overlooking Bear Lake. Beautiful. And here's another view of Bean and Bear Lake, although Bear Lake is in the foreground and Bean Lake is the farther one. There were a number of day hikers on the trail, so I wasn't alone, but that's all right. Still a nice view. And here we are on the top of Trudy Mountain. Mount Trudy. No idea how tall this is, but look at that view. Something I don't do enough of on thru hikes is just sit back, relax, and enjoy the view. So here I am doing just that, but mostly it's because my feet really hurt. I was hiking too many miles. And the views just keep getting better. Whew. Well, here is High Falls, Minnesota's tallest waterfall. But unfortunately, the bridge is closed. And there's the closed bridge. So I have to find a shallow water crossing, or it's a 2-mile loop to cross at the road. Well, here I am at Two Step Falls, 0.3 miles downriver, so hopefully I can cross here, although I don't know if it's any better than up there. So here's my attempt to ford the river. Found a nice spot just above the falls, and I'm taking 2 steps here. Very shallow, so ended up being perfect. Easy. Oh my gosh, it's like climbing up the steps to Mordor. Jesus. So I have to get all the way down to cross that road just to camp on the mountain on the other side. Oh, I'm gonna die. Just made it to camp on top of this high mountain. Just missed sunset, but that's okay, it's still beautiful. Time to have some dinner and relax. Started in Silver Bay, there's Bean and Bear Lake, then entered Tateguchi State Park. There was a lot of ups and downs today, hiking on ridges, but very beautiful, very scenic. And I ended my day up on top of a mountain with the sunset dinner. Hiking along the side of a beaver dam. Obviously you can see the water on the right. And here is the beaver himself, having a little morning dip. Overall, most of the trail of the Superior Hiking Trail is very well maintained. There's lots of these little boardwalks here and little logs to walk across so your feet never really get wet. And here is a typical campground. This is at Aggie Lake. But lots of places for tents, and there should be a latrine somewhere. And here's one now. Pretty much found one of these at every single camp. No walls. Well, I found camp for the night. Now it's really 7 more miles to go. And here's the Caribou River. I eventually ended up camping along the Caribou River. but it was a very long day, the longest of my entire hike at 24 miles. The beginning of the day was pretty flat, but by the end of it, I was extremely sore. George Crosby Manitou State Park had some really nasty climbs, and my legs are hurting. See if I survive. I feel like a troll should live under this bridge. Hiking along the Cross River, and he'll actually have to cross it at some point. That tedious trail with lots of rocks. Well, now I gotta get across the Temperance River. But there's a bridge. What a gorgeous view. Get it? Gorgeous view. It's a gorge. Pretty much at the top of Carlton Peak. Very foggy day, but you can just see Wisconsin out there. But man, what a hike up here. I was too tired to take the detour to the summit of Carlton Peak, so I carried on and made camp. Overall, it was an extremely grueling day. 22 miles I pushed myself. I don't know why, because at this point, my feet are in a lot of pain and covered in blisters from pushing myself, and I'm really hungry. But there were some views. At least day 10 started off nice and easy. Well, here's an overlook. I've been videoing less and less because the blisters on my feet hurt a lot. And I've been doing too many miles every day. I thought this trail would be easier than it is. It's honestly feels tougher than the Appalachian Trail. And I'm just trying to get through each day. I should be slowing down, but I'm stubborn and trying to stick to my schedule. And there's a beaver lodge on Lake Agnes. And here's a giant pine tree on top of a cliff overlooking Lake Agnes. I have no idea what this little amphitheater is for, but I don't mind sitting down for a moment. One final view for the day. It's hard to tell if that's fall colors or just dusk. Overall, the morning started off really nice and pleasant, and I got to Lutzen Ski Resort, but the restaurant was closed. But I took a long break at Lake Agnes and then continued on, pushing myself 23 miles, which was dumb because I have blisters on every toe. Ooh. And here we are at Lookout Point. I have to be following the Cascade River today. Woo. Here we are in Cascade State Park on a little bit of a detour because one side of the river is washed out, so crossing here by the waterfall. Well, if I hadn't been rerouted, the trail would actually be somewhere up there. But instead, I'm stuck down here with all these roots. Oh, jeez. Look what the beavers created. Got a drop off on one side and water on the other. Oh my gosh, all this grass. I'm gonna get tick bites. But at least it's not the morning when everything's wet. And here is the city of Grand Marais. And this may or may not be where my hike ends due to some injuries and how I'm feeling and some stuff happening in my family life. We'll see what tomorrow brings, but just one more mile before I'll get off trail. I got to hike through Cascade State Park, which was really beautiful, but there was a really difficult trail reroute. But today was really about just getting to Grand Marais, where I had family members that I could stay with because my feet were just killing me and I had some other issues going on. Unfortunately, I made the decision to get off trail in Grand Marais. This was partly due to the fact that my feet were in extreme pain, I had a lot of blisters, I had underestimated the difficulty of the terrain and set a very aggressive pace for myself trying to complete the trail in 2 weeks. And also, I had to get home and take care of a family health emergency, but these things happen. However, this all occurred last year, And in just a few days, I'm returning to Minnesota to finish the last 50 miles of the trail. So subscribe, follow, and stay tuned for part 2. And if you want to know more about this hike, please check out my blog at astraylife.com/SHT. Thanks for watching.